Bonjour.
Hello, good evening. Yes, it's Tuesday. I thought I'd beat you to it.
It is. Apparently it's Tuesday all day and some of the evening.
My gosh. It's Midsummer's Day yesterday. Can't you tell by the weather?
Summer solstice. It came and went, John. That's it now. It's downhill. I'm honestly, I put my Speedos away. There's no more bikini line waxing for me. It is back to long trousers and just being miserable.
And Christmas shopping. Don't forget.
Christmas shopping. No, I've done all my Christmas shopping. Did that in January.
Yeah, okay. There you go then. There you go.
It's good.
I can't believe it's summer. Look at the weather. It's dreadful. Anyway, there you go.
It's nice, actually. It's not too bad. It's not too bad here on the south coast, but obviously we're in a different climate to you guys. It's Tuesday evening, John, isn't it? It's Tuesday evening. We're Seacast here, and we're Seacast live, not live because that's coming in the future, but we shall talk to you about that a little bit later on. So we're Seacast live. It is Tuesday, the 22nd of June. It is 7:02. We're a little bit late because John was messing around, but we're live. We are live, and we're live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And I probably had 20 messages over the last couple of days saying, "Where's John? What happened to John? Why is John not on your Monday morning wake-up call? Well, the daily bake."
Okay, nothing in life is permanent, and things ebb and flow and change and all that kind of stuff. So we started off doing it, and then occasionally we do stuff with Joella, and now you've got Ruella, and it's just a change, And from your point of view, it's probably a good thing, and I don't mean that I'm trying to avoid you. Change is a good thing,
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. And I think when we did it, when we started doing it, we looked at it. And like you said, things are not permanent in this space. And there needs to be, to grow and change, you need to be able to set targets and goals and put stuff into place and then plan and put forward from that. And last week, we started looking at goals and we had the steps that we used. And what was it? What was your little quote you wanted to add?
Don't get smart, get smarter.
Yeah, that was it. Don't get smart, get smarter. And I'll feel free to run down what that acronym means.
Oh, blimey! Right, goal setting for smart. Well, so goal setting. First of all, it's got to be specific.
You've got to look at us. Look at us, though, not the other screen.
Oh, sorry. Okay. It's got to be specific. I'm staring at the screen.
Yeah,
be specific. So, in other words, if you have a goal and my goal is to be rich, it's not good enough, right? You need a number. You need to know what that means. Break it down, whatever. If my goal is a promotion by the end of the year, what's the job? What's the, be specific, right? So that's the first thing. And it needs to be meaningful. We all have goals that are, not meaningful. They're kind of, but they're not, you're not going to put.
I want to look like Kate Moss.
Well, I'll come on to the R later.
Realistic. Is it realistic? Okay, cool. So we did discuss this and we talked about this, right. and we kind of went. We didn't go around in circles, but we sort of started off with a goal and what we wanted to try and achieve, and we went around in a circle and we came back at it, and that's kind of what you get here on the Seacast, guys. So please feel free to comment. We are live on every platform known to man. We're more than happy to have a conversation with you if you want to add details to that. So, but I think goals are one of the most important things that you can have and write down. I mean, I'm a big fan of affirmations as well. Maybe we'll do a conversation about affirmations another day, but goals are really important because, like you said last week, and that chap that Army Sergeant or Major or Navy Major, whatever it is on Facebook.
He was a Marine, but I'm trying to remember who it was. It's not, I remember it's not David Goggins, but it's another famous Marine.
On Goldcast, I think it was good, which is quite a good channel actually. So he says, didn't he? If you wake up in the morning and you make your bed and you've achieved something that day, and that's positive, which is true. And if your goal is to do one thing, hey Danny, how you doing? Hope you're well. I know you missed me in Cambridge, but I'm working from my office, which is upstairs in my house. I've been bounced around my house from office to pillar to post and worked in my bedroom for a bit. I am now back upstairs in the loft with my bike, sat there all lonely.
But it's interesting. I mean, I do that every morning, right? I wake up, get out of bed, tell my wife to make the bed. I've achieved a goal.
Yeah, exactly. And let's not get into that because just in case she's watching this and you have to come and live with me for a bit. Goals are important. They are. you know, I like the phrase, "How do you eat an elephant?"
One mouthful
at a time, exactly. And that is essentially planning and setting a goal. So after each mouthful, you can go, right, let's have another mouthful. I mean, you struggle to get through it, but you know, maybe a baby elephant, if that's, I don't know if you're allowed to eat baby elephants. I've always wanted a baby elephant.
Very, very sharp knife, because I think their skin's a bit tough.
You know what? I've always wanted it. I've always wanted, you know, like we have dogs and cats and stuff like that. I would like miniature animals, like a giraffe. Can you imagine like a giraffe, like a 4-foot giraffe walking around your house, like fully grown?
And just equivalent of a giraffe.
Yeah, just, you know, like having little trees around so you can go and feed off it, or a little rhino just running around, running at things, like a little baby one. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Like a pug-sized rhino. Can you imagine that? That would be amazing. Anyway, not sure how we got here, but we did. Because
the first S in goal setting is be specific. So at least we know exactly what it is you'd like for Christmas now, right? That's definitely specific.
I've thought about this a lot. A really random story, but I'm going to say it anyway. My old sound designer is a guy called Willem Blau. His dad was also called Willem Blau. He was the mayor of Amsterdam for a really long time. A beloved man in Holland. My sound designer was 6'4" and spoke perfect Cantonese, because his dad had like horses and the Hong Kong Jockey Club and stuff like that in Hong Kong. And I remember going around his house one day and him lying in his hot tub. And he'd had a couple of glasses of wine. He's lying there and he's like, look, Anthony, if you made every month 28 days, you'd left with 28 days. Those 28 days, that month should be called the month of Willie. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. But anyway, so we talked about goals, and we talked last week. We looked at the SMART process. The 10 steps to writing a goal. What I think we should do is, John, is we should write a goal.
Yep.
Talk about how to write a goal. Come up with a goal between you and I that we can do from now till next week, and then next week we can discuss how that goal went and the process that we went through.
Oh, so you're going to do one and I'm going to do one.
Oh, did you just suit you, sir?
Suit you. Can I just, for those who missed it last week, first of all, shame on you. How dare you miss one of the C casts? But for those who missed it last week, can you just clarify what SMART means to people so they know what we're doing?
So what firstly what I want to do is go to the guys that are in Cambridge that are watching this every week. It is really nice to catch up with those guys. I'm normally in Cambridge every week, and hopefully they're out having a drink right now, which is fantastic. So SMART goals, really, really simple. So S is specific, something that is, really, really specific. So don't make it open-ended. So I try to make sure that's specific. Be clear and concise, really. Clear and consistent, so your goals are easier to achieve. Yep. M is measurable, I think, and I'm pulling this out my arse. So
meaningful.
Yeah. Well,
meaningful or measurable. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Meaningful or measurable. For me, yes, I measurable. Yeah, okay. Yep, you got to know what success looks like. All right, I'll go with measurable.
Well, measurable means basically that they can be tracked. You can gauge it as you go along, because then you can bite off pieces as it go along. If I remember, and I'm put, like I said, none of this is written down. Obviously, we plan 6 P's and all that. Piss poor preparation leads to piss poor performance. Actionable is something that you are able to action to achieve the goal.
Actionable, achievable. I've got actionable / achievable in my head. But yes,
fantastic.
Yeah. And your head, I'll think about the whole. So R is relevant.
R is relevant or realistic,
right? So here we are using the acronym. I nearly said an acronym. That's a whole different thing. Here we are using an acronym.
What is an acronym?
It's not an acronym.
Yeah. And then an acronym.
Yeah. But it's SMART is an acronym that a lot of people use, and already we're all having different. You and I are having different words for it. But it's interesting because, realistic and relevant, they're not that far away, right? Actionable and achievable, not that far away. It's interesting, man.
What was that? What was the A?
I don't even go there. I need to put my teeth in.
And an achievable.
Can we
Yeah,
just call
it's
it
good.
smart and we're done with?
Well, I think realistic is really important and making sure it is realistic. And then the last one is time bound. You have to put a time constraint on it. Otherwise, it's open-ended and it's not something you can actually, build through. So, which is really important.
But I said get smarter.
Okay. Well, E&R, give it to us, John.
Evaluate. So once you've achieved your goal, then you should look back. Could you have done it better? Could you have achieved more? Was the goal too high, too low? Evaluate your success. And then readjust, right? So what's the next step? Every goal is
rehash,
revisit, readjust, review, but look at it because every goal is a step to the next goal, right? If it is get a promotion, well, what's the next promotion? If it is get a pay rise, what's the next pay rise? If it is buy a new house, okay, well, what's the next thing? Is it put an extension on the house? Is it refurbish? Is it buy a new car? Well, okay, what's the next thing? Buy another. So it's smarter.
Perfect, fantastic, wonderful. I'm glad we've got that. So we've closed off what we did last week, and we're smarter and we're better for it, aren't we, John?
We are.
I just thought I'd say one thing before we continue on to this next step. It's coming home.
What is? What is?
It's coming home, John.
Is that? Oh, yeah, that's the football song, right?
yeah. Please don't embarrass yourself with what you're going to say next. Stop. No.
I could say something that's going to upset every England supporter.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
How many heraldically speaking,
Yeah, we got rid of him. Yeah. Yeah, it's too easy. Too easy, John.
I'll tell you after.
You asked for that.
I'll tell you after.
Okay, great. We'll talk about it afterwards. So we're a little bit more close up now. You can see it's a bit more close up and personal. This is actually what I look like. This is what I woke up this morning looking like. In fact, I think I've actually got better as the day gone on. Whereas I was just with Nat. She's got 100% worse than what she looked like when she woke up this morning.
That's your dinner in the bin.
Yeah, my dinner's in the microwave, John. So being cooked in the microwave. Let's not even go there.
All right. So here's okay. I'm going to set you a goal then.
No. Let's talk about the 10 steps.
All right. Okay. Go on then.
Yeah.
So
okay.
First of all, you have to believe that the 10 steps work, which is weird in itself. The first step is to believe in the step.
Believe in the process. Believe in the process. Yeah, because I guess. Okay, let's talk about this. And I think, and you're right here. But if you're writing a goal, right, and you're sat there by yourself, and I think this is important, and it's actually not on the steps, but this is an important process to look at the steps. It has to be your goal. It has to be a goal that you legitimately want to try to achieve. That said to me today, you haven't been to gym today. I was like, you know what? I've been working my ass off all day. I haven't been to gym. Yeah. My daughter bought me some food today because she owed me lunch for Father's Day, and she ordered food and got it delivered. It was McDonald's. Yeah. My wife's like, you're a fat bastard and you're always going to be fat. So she's like, you should want to be skinny. And I was like, I do want to be skinny, but you know what? I am much harder to steal.
Just tell her. If you were 6'8", you'd be perfect weight. It's the fact that you're too short.
If I was 7'1", I'd be perfect. And I'd be a bit more in proportion.
For Father's Day, I woke up to a full cooked breakfast. Fantastic.
Natalie's not great at giving gifts, and hopefully she can't listen to me doing this, but she is fantastic in other areas, but gift giving, she cannot stand it. She hates spending money on other people. Can't deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah. No. In fact, she doesn't really spend any money on herself. But she just can't handle it. I got some perfume, aftershave, and a bag. I was like, oh Christ, the bag's actually really quite nice. Polo, Ralph Lauren.
Oh, I was going to say, knowing you, it's probably High Karate or what was that one?
No.
Man or Denim. Do you remember the advert from Denim?
Well, Paco Rabanne was sold out apparently, and so I got this really nice, and I got a bag. So I got 2 presents. I was like, "Oh my god, I got 2 presents this year." She went, "No, the bag came with the perfume." And then she was like, "I can't believe how much perfume is nowadays."
Yeah, it's not cheap, Believe in the process. Can we?
Are we talking about this? Believing in the process. Believe in the process. Make sure the process is right. So, having faith and belief that this is something you're actually going to be able to try and achieve. You said about this earlier on, John. Right? I want to be a billionaire.
Yeah,
that's one of my goals. I'm going to write my goals. I'm going to put.
No, I've listened to them all. Right? All you have to do is change your mindset, and you'll be a millionaire. Is that all?
Change my mindset. That's it. And you know what? Because of the other thing that we're doing, which we can't talk about today, I went on to Clubhouse today just to build a little bit of mindset with me. Oh my God, there's some twats on there. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you Clubhouse is one of the places you go to get knowledge. But
I must write a blog called "Clubhouse is Dead." Could someone please tell the owner?
But if someone puts millionaire in their title or anything like that, then they should just be removed from it. Should be just a blanket. Thanks for coming. See you later. You've already got millions of pounds. Why the hell are you talking on this platform?
Because that's where they get their millions of pounds from. So believe in the process. So you have to believe if you're going to achieve your goal, know that it works. And it's not just know that it works, know the steps in the process. So when they say believe in the process, it's actually understanding the process, how it works, why it works. Yeah, and have some sort of idea about how you're going to try and how are you going to achieve it? Because I want to be a millionaire by Tuesday next week. Yeah, how are you going to build and saying I'm going to listen to Clubhouse from now till Tuesday next week is not going to make you become a millionaire. It's just not going to do it. So step one, believe in the process. And these are 10 steps, guys. There are lots of different areas that you can go and you can learn 10 different steps to doing this. But this is just the one that John and I we've chat about. And this is something that we believe in. So step 2, John. Write it down.
Write it down. Why is that important?
Well, so first of all, studies have shown that actually writing something down fixes it in your memory. That's why we teach children at school, take notes. That's why if you're in a meeting, take notes. When I go to networking, I say to people, if you're not taking notes, you're not here. Yeah. So write it down. There's a short pencil is better than a long memory. A Frenchman once told me. Actually, he was an American, but he was speaking French at the time. Write it down.
That's the reason why people watch this show, John. Just the randomness of it. Oh, really? A French guy? Was it a French guy? No, he was American, but he was speaking French at the time. No, he was an American, but he had a baguette with ham on a queso in it.
We were in his office in Paris at the time. But write it down. If you have a goal, write it down. And we also go back to something we said earlier, which is be specific. So when you write it down, don't write a whole bloody page about what you're going to do. Be absolutely specific and focused and narrow. Write down what it is you want to achieve.
Write it down. Perfect. Write it down. Set goals for their completion. Yeah. Write the stages of it down. I want to be a millionaire by Tuesday next week. Each day, I'm going to have to make. Hang on. How much was it? How much? I remember this. I've had this conversation, and I'm on my phone. Yes, chaps, while we're doing this. So if I want to make $1 million, how many zeros is
that? 6.
6 divided by how many days in the year?
365.
Okay. How much money have I got to make a day, every day in a year to be a millionaire?
I'd guess 27,000.
No, 2,739. That was bloody good effort, though.
Okay.
That was really good.
Sorry, too many.
How did you get to that number?
Well,
I actually want to know because that was pretty close. 27,000. Obviously, you are
20,000. 36 times 27 is about 10,000.
Theo, I can see you. Okay. Theo, come here. Yeah. That is Theo. This is Theo. Again, the randomness of and it was Father's Day, wasn't it? You got me a Father's Day present, didn't you?
Yeah.
John got breakfast in bed. That's not what I got, was it?
Do you know, Dad? Do you know what I got, Daddy?
What?
Tinkerbell.
Got me Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. Right, I'll be down a bit, Poppet.
Daddy, can I have fish fingers?
You go and ask Mum. Can I? He came upstairs. Can I have fish fingers? Yes. So
write it down.
Write it down. Write down, Theo.
I will have fish fingers tonight for dinner.
One of Theo's goals for today was, can he have fish fingers? Write it down. I have pads and I've got loads of pads here next to me. If I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. Didn't happen. Might as well not have
But that's the other thing. So I like you, I have a notebook for meetings. For my goals, I use a different notepad and stuff because I don't mix it up with all my other stuff. So that's an interesting point. Writing it down. If you want to write it on a piece of paper, stick it on the wall. If you want to write it on a whiteboard, if you want to write it on a zip. But the other thing is, write it down. Don't type it. It needs to come from the brain, not from the fingers. If that makes sense.
You know what? A really good book actually that I've read, and I look at it every morning, and it's 5 minutes of your morning. It's called, and it's a very, very good book. I'll share the picture of it actually on our CCast page. But it's a really simple book, and it's every morning you've got different exercises to do, write things down and stuff. And to start off with, I was like, oh, I just read a bit and put it down. But once I got into it, now I actually really enjoy going, sit down with the doggies, let the doggies lick my legs, drinking a coffee, and why did they do that? I have no idea, but anyway, and I do this 5 minutes of this book, and you know what? Actually, really, really impressed. So writing it down. We're on number 2, John. We got 8 minutes, so we're going to get there.
Be specific. The goals. It goes back to what we were saying earlier around the smart. Be specific. The goals have to be specific. I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the year. It's got to be. We go back to the promotion or the pay rise or whatever. If the goal is I want to buy our first house. Okay, be specific. What's the budget? Where is it going to be? Is it a house? Is it a flat? How many bedrooms? Write down. Make it real in your head. If you can close your eyes and actually see the goal, achieve the goal in your head, then it becomes real. I mean, sports people do this all the time. You see them at the top of the ski run, or their eyes are shut and they're doing their thing. They're actually going through the whole thing in their head,
visualizing it.
Yeah, creative visualization. So be creative, be specific, not contradicting each other, and absolutely be able to draw it in detail in your head.
Right, number 3, set goals that are specific. Just
did that.
Number 3, fantastic, great. Set goals that are measurable. What do we mean by measurable? Measurable.
I want a pay rise. Well, that's not measurable. What's the date? What's how much? All that kind of stuff. So if we pick something like the house, measurable. How many rooms? How many bedrooms? How much are you going to spend? What's the postcode, right? Measurable isn't just a financial thing. Measurable is also time. How long are you going to, what are you going to do to get there? So measurable. If you are saving for a deposit for a house, I don't know why we got to that subject, but there you are. What have you got to do to save every day? £27,000 or £2,700 a day. Make it measurable. Make all the steps leading up to it measurable, so that you know that you're on track.
I am, fun enough, one of my goals actually is for me to fit back into that suit. So that's me at Brands. Can you see it?
Wow. Yep.
That's me at Brands.
It's better than your football outfit. That's all I'm saying.
So that suit is actually in my lockup still. And I can't get it past my knees. But I was the same height then. I was 22 in that picture. So 8 years ago. And it's been a tough 8 years. Very, very tough 8 years. But that is something that I would like to be able to do is, my brother races motorbikes now, and I've got a bike that I will be racing. And, I'm 120 kilos.
I can still get in my race suit of 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're too easy a life, John. That's the thing.
No. Well, first of all, it's not a set of bike leathers. It's a motor racing suit, so it's probably a bit more flexible and adjustable and stretchy. Let's be honest. But no, it is interesting. It's simple, but it's we're talking about that because that's a simple goal. It's simple to understand. It's simple to measure. It's you have a picture of it. It's clearly fixated and created in your head.
Yeah,
that's a really good goal because you can absolutely understand everything you need to do to get there as well. So that's a good goal.
Yeah, exactly. And I keep that on my wall here in front of me, along with a picture of my daughter and some other pictures and stuff like that of me. But here's another one. Here's another quite good one. I'd like my hair like that.
So that's a bit more. That's not necessarily so realistic. So here's the thing with your measurable goal, right? You need next to it a chart, and you need a line along the graph that's the weight you need to be, or waist measurement, or whatever it is that you need to get to, and then start plotting where you are. Because at the moment, there's a line on the graph here, and you're here, and if you just keep going along here, you're not getting near it. But once you start to see you getting near it, it becomes a self-fulfilling thing. You start to work harder and harder and harder.
Exactly.
So the next time I come to your office, you need that up on the wall chart.
Yeah, I've got it here. I've got it here on one of my goals on my whiteboarding right in front of me. Set goals that are attainable. What does attainable mean, John?
Well, it's got to be realistic, right? It's a picture of you in leathers, not a tutu. Oh, that's just no. Okay. I've
got that. I'll send it through to you. You might laugh, but my. All
right, he's off. So set goals that are attainable. So let's go back. Let's go back to our people buying.
Theo loves being on camera.
People buying their first apartment, right? Be realistic. What's your income? What kind of flat do you want? What geography? Where's it going to be? What is attainable? There is no point saying we're going to buy our first house and try and go and buy Clifton House, because it's just not going to happen, right? It might do if you're the owner of Amazon or something, but be attainable and realistic, if you like. So it has to be achievable.
Yeah, there's no point shooting for the stars, right, if you're not going to hit it. Correct? Yep. So we've got a realistic goal. So we've got attainable and we've got realistic. Something that's realistic. Something that you set up to do. Be realistic. They must be a representation of an objective which you are able to work towards. Something you can work towards. Please. Come on.
Do you know your hobbies?
Can you go away?
Do you know your hobbies?
This is great. This is great TV, isn't
it? There was that diplomat on TV or something, and somebody walked in. Anyway, so you're in good company. Timely. Speaking of timeliness, is he gone? Set goals that are timely, because again, I'm going to buy a house by the end of next week. Well, if you got loads of money, it might be possible. Although the red tape in this country might get in your way. But also it needs to work the other way. If the I want to get promotion by the end of 2030. Well, forget it, right? That's not realistic. And the reason it's not realistic, because you're not working hard enough for it. It's not a goal. It's just something that'll probably happen. So it has to be, in the smart analogy, it's time bound, right? It has to be stretching, challenging, tough, but not
achievable.
The distance that you forget about it, or so near that it just becomes impossible. So timely.
Yeah, and I think what timely does as well is it allows you, just like you said on that graph, allows you to make a template or a tentative plan of what you want to try and achieve over that period of time. Because this one goal might need lots of little pieces inside of it to get to that one piece. You know what I
mean? But goals, as we said, on the smarter, goals lead to other goals, and you might have a big goal, right? And you might have a small goal, and the big goal might be, have a family one day, but the small goal is, chat somebody up at a pub and hopefully they won't run away.
Fantastic. Number 8, remain accountable. Be accountable for it. You're the one that you've done this goal for yourself. Remain accountable. But also, this is something about being accountable. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about your goal, so they know. So they'll keep you accountable for this. That works really well. Goals that you share with one person, and that they hold your feet to the fire when you're not performing, or they encourage you when you're falling behind. They are your conscience in many respects. So you need to be accountable, and accountability works best when it's a two-way street. In other words, you're accountable to a person and they're accountable to you. And you go on a lot of networking groups, and they promote the idea of accountability buddies, and the idea is you have one person. I think it's quite good, but sometimes you might want more than one person. You might want somebody who's accountable for personal stuff, somebody who's accountable for business stuff, somebody who's accountable. But don't get kind of carried away. I've got 12 goals and I've got 12 accountability buddies. That's a bit nuts. Yeah, so it's like me going, right, I want to hit the ball 400 yards. Yeah. And then saying to Nat, one of my goals is I want to hit the ball 400 yards. You'll go, what the hell are you telling me for?
Yeah. How far do you hit it currently?
Yeah.
But it's true, right? So your accountability buddy in that scenario will be someone you play golf with regularly, but that's also got an eye that they can advise you on just, minor changes in your swing. There's no point having an accountability person that is just going to watch you and say, well, that wasn't far enough. It's got to be able to add value to the process. It's cool.
Fantastic. Exactly. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Get people to assist you with your goals along the way. If it's a goal, and if you've written this down and you've gone through this whole process, then it should be something that is worth asking for help and getting people to help you along the way to achieve it.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And then just keep measuring and monitoring and assessing and it's actually okay to adjust your goals. Some people think adjusting your goal is a sign of failure. It's not, as long as you've got a bloody good reason.
You just got more. You just, as you go into your goals and you start going down the road, you've written them and you've gone through the whole process. As you gain more experience on whether you're going to be able to achieve it, you're better off having to achieve something than not achieving any of it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, win the battle. Fight the war another day.
Perfect. So 10 steps, John. Done. Smashed it. Believe the process. Write it down. Set goals that are specific. Set goals that are measurable. Set goals that are attainable. And then set goals that are realistic. Set goals that are timely. Remain accountable. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and continually assess the process, your process, how you're getting on, and your progress. Yeah. 10 steps. Bosh. Bish, bash, bosh. 32 minutes, John.
Well, I was going to say one of our goals is to finish on the half hour. We never quite managed to do that, but actually, it doesn't matter, right? If we try and finish at 7:30, we never do. We always overrun a bit. Sometimes that's the point with a goal. It doesn't have to be do or die, right? It's like I undershot, I overshot. It's okay. Yes, be specific. The adage you talked about golf. The objective isn't to get it near the hole, because if you get it near the hole, it's still not gone in. The objective is to get it in the hole. But if you get it near the hole, that's probably a pretty good place to start. Right?
I love the references to talk about golf with you. Cracks me up. Anyway, John, it's been Seedcast, guys. It is Tuesday the 22nd of June. It's 7:33 in the evening. It's actually a glorious evening here on the south coast. It might be okay tomorrow, but then the bad weather's going to come back. But it's coming home. It's coming home at 8 o'clock.
That's a football thing. Okay.
Yeah. John, it's always a pleasure, mate. Have a good evening. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.